Welcome. Today we're diving into the overlooked corners of history, stories stranger than fiction, hidden in plain sight. These aren't the tales from your textbooks, but the oddities and accidents that shaped our world. Join me as we uncover the secrets that make history far more vibrant and surprising than you ever imagined. Imagine a war so brief it's over before you can finish your morning coffee or even settle into your favorite TV show. It sounds impossible, but it really happened. In 1896, on the island of Zanzibar, a dramatic conflict erupted between the local sultanate and the mighty British Empire. This wasn't just any battle, it would become the shortest war ever recorded in human history. After the sudden death of the ruling sultan, a fierce dispute over succession broke out. The British, determined to install their preferred candidate, issued a strict ultimatum to the new sultan, Khalid bin Bargash, but he refused to back down, barricading himself inside the palace. At exactly 9:02 a.m., British warships anchored in the harbor unleashed a devastating barrage on the palace, their cannons thundering across the city. By 9:40, less than 40 minutes later, the once grand palace was reduced to smoldering ruins. The Sultan's loyal forces, overwhelmed and outgunned, scattered in defeat. In just 38 minutes, the entire war had come to a sudden and dramatic end, leaving the world stunned by its brevity. The 38-minute war stands as a brutal reminder that even the shortest moments in history can carry the weight of lasting consequences and powerful lessons. Cleopatra feels ancient, a legendary figure shrouded in the distant past, her name echoing through the corridors of history and myth. But here's a twist. When Cleopatra ruled Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza was already over 2,500 years old, standing as a silent witness to countless generations before her. In fact, Cleopatra lived closer in time to the Apollo 11 moon landing than to the construction of the pyramids themselves, a mind-bending fact that reshapes our sense of history. To her, those ancient monuments were already relics of a lost world, as mysterious and awe-inspiring to her as they are to us today. History's timelines are stranger than we think, reminding us that the past is often much closer or farther than it first appears. Napoleon, conqueror of Europe, once met his match, not on the battlefield but in a field of rabbits. After a victory, he organized a rabbit hunt, but the rabbits, expecting food, swarmed him instead. The emperor fled, chased by hundreds of fluffy attackers. Even the greatest leaders can be humbled by the unexpected. The Eiffel Tower isn't as unchanging as it looks. Made of iron, it expands in the summer heat and contracts in winter. On a hot day, it can grow up to 15 centimeters taller. Even our most solid monuments are in constant, invisible motion. Nature's laws shape everything, even icons. Oxford University feels timeless, but here's a surprise. It was already thriving over 200 years before the Aztecs built Tenochtitlan. By the time the Aztec Empire rose, Oxford had centuries of scholarship behind it. Sometimes, the old world is much older than we imagine. History's timelines are full of unexpected overlaps. In 1665, London was ravaged by a deadly outbreak of plague, which swept through the crowded city streets, leaving fear and devastation in its wake. Families marked their doors with red crosses, and the city was gripped by panic as thousands perished. Just a year later, in 1666, disaster struck again when a massive fire broke out, quickly spreading and engulfing much of London. The flames destroyed thousands of homes, churches, and businesses, leaving the city in ruins. The devastation was immense. Centuries-old buildings were reduced to ashes. Yet in the chaos, the fire also burned away the filth, refuse, and countless rats that had helped spread the deadly disease. By accident, the Great Fire helped end the plague's grip on London, cleansing the city in a way no one could have predicted, and paving the way for a healthier future. Sometimes, catastrophe brings unexpected relief, forcing a city to rebuild stronger and cleaner than before. History's greatest tragedies can sometimes reveal hidden silver linings, reminding us that even in destruction, hope and renewal can emerge. Viking swords weren't just weapons, they were legends forged with the bones of their enemies. By mixing bone into the iron, smiths created stronger steel and believed they captured the spirit of the vanquished. It was both brutal science and ritual. In Viking hands, even metallurgy told a story of conquest. Our journey through history's hidden corners ends here, but the story never stops. These oddities remind us the past is full of surprises and there's always more to discover. What's your favorite strange fact? Share it below. If you enjoyed this trip, subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious.